Hi guys, my name is Untitled Ansari and you're watching the 11th tutorial on C programming, and today I will talk about an input function which the user can use to input data during the time when the program is running. And that input function is called the Scanf function. So I'm going to give you an example of the scanf function. So first let me define my integer variable a, and I'm going to initialize it to 0. And now, first thing I'm going to do is that I'm simply going to print the value of the variable a. And after that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask the user to enter a number. And then I will use the scanf function to simply take the input from the user, which is going to be an integer, and store it inside my integer variable a. And then I'm going to, in the end, print the new value of the integer variable a. And let me just add a new line right here. So what's happening here? This program is very simple. First of all, I print the original value of the integer variable a, which is 0, and then I ask the user to enter a number. The user enters a number, and the scanf function is responsible for taking the input from the user and storing it inside the integer variable. Now let's look at the structure of the scanf function. And right off the bat, you can see that the scanf function closely resembles the printf function. You have the format specifier right here. This indicates that an integer type will be entered by the user as input. And so this format specifier is used to indicate that the user is going to enter an integer value. And now right here, this is the integer variable a. This is where the new value entered by the user will be stored. It will be stored inside this variable. And now this ampersand symbol, this is the address operator, and it simply tells your program where your variable is stored in the main memory. So your main memory has a lot of space, and this variable, this integer variable, occupies some small amount of space in your main memory, in your RAM. So the program needs to know the address of that variable, of that space in memory, in order to store an integer value inside that space. And that is why we use the address operator. The address operator simply returns the address of that memory space where the value should be stored. And I'm going to talk about addresses later on in my upcoming videos when I'm talking about pointers. So if you don't understand this at the moment, just don't worry. Just keep in mind that your main memory, your computer's memory, has a lot of space, and each space has its own address. And this integer variable a, this occupies some space, and in order to store the value entered by the user into the space occupied by the integer variable a, you need to know the address of that variable, where that variable is stored in the main memory. And this address operator gives you the address of that variable. So this is how the scanf function works. And then in the end, I'm going to simply print the value of the integer variable a, which the user has entered. So this will be the new value of the integer variable a. So when I run the program, and there's going to be a small issue you might encounter, and this happens with Visual Studio all the time. So what you do is simply copy this, CRT secure no warnings, and right click on your project, go to properties, and go to preprocessor, and right here click on edit, and just paste that line right here, and click on apply, and then click on OK. So then this should work perfectly. So now when I run the program, it's going to first print the initial value of the integer variable a, and then it will ask me to enter a value. So I'm going to enter, for example, 23. So it will print the final value of the integer variable a, which is 23. So this is all it about scanf function. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section, and thanks for watching this video.